This morning, we want to welcome author and marketing and public relations expert Mary Ellen Miller, who joins us to discuss her new book entitled Fill the Damn Thing Up, a look at the 7-year-long, $400 million project to repair TVA's Boone Dam. Good morning, Mary Ellen.
Good morning, Chris.
And this is the book right here.
That's it.
You've put a lot of yourself into this book, haven't you?
Thank you. Yes, I really did. Yes, it's a personal story, but it's a great story. It's a communicator story.
Well, let's kind of start at the beginning. Let's talk about the project itself. I was explaining to you one of the last things I did, one of the last stories I did in news before coming over to daytime. So they took us out and showed us the damage that had occurred, some of the damage that had occurred at Boone Dam, and it kind of started from there, didn't it?
Yes, it sure did, and in fact, that's how my position came about. It was basically crisis communications in action. You had a dam that had the potential to fail, and that's the absolute last thing you want.
Absolutely.
And so this project was always about safety. You remember that, Chris?
Oh, I do. I do. It's about safety and making sure that everyone was safe downstream and upstream there on Boone Lake and on the river itself as well. Talk to me about, this project went on for 7 years, and you were like almost the public face of this project. Talk to me. You learned some lessons here, and you talk about those lessons that you learned in your book.
Yes, I think one of the biggest ones is to be present for the folks. It's very understandable why the folks upstream on the lake were upset.
Right.
Their lake came down up to about 10 feet down in very rapid succession. It was going down for winter pool, but then it came down even quicker. But it had to come down because the pressure had to be taken off the earthen embankment, which in turn kept the internal erosion, which was the issue, the erosion into the South Fork Holston River there. You know that well from fishing. And it immediately, there was a direct correlation. When the water came down, the pressure and that erosion stopped. And they even did dye testing that proved that as well. So then it was about relationship building with those folks, a lot of it, sitting in the regular neighborhood association meetings, sitting in the Boone Lake Association meetings, and really building relationships over the years. And in the end, on the final day, they were all there. They were all supporting us. We'd built the strength of that community so much at that point.
And a lot of infrastructure went on around the lake. New ramps were created, new things were, new beaches, new swimming areas. Lots went on in addition to the repairs to the dam.
Yes, I saw you out in a bass boat at that new ramp. We had to do the temporary ramp as a way to give something back to the public during the time of the project, because they're so used to using the beach that we can once again use today. But for a temporary period during the project, it was moved just down the road there.
Well, let's talk about the book itself. There's a book there, and you've made it possible. Why did you decide to write this book?
I think that I saw the importance of infrastructure in this country and the fact that it needs to be communicated. As I began to write the book, we had that issue up in Pittsburgh where a bus was literally dangling off a bridge. I'm sure you remember that because the bridge had failed. And I thought, wow, this is timely. We need to talk to other project managers, other people working with communicators on these kind of major infrastructure projects and give them some tips. So I was glad to do so.
The lake came back up, everything's repaired, everything's good to go, and we're seeing that now. People are out there using it. There's fishermen, there's skiers, everybody, all those boat dock owners, everybody's back doing what they do on Boone Lake. And that's got to make you happy too. Oh,
it does. That was really absolutely the happiest day. It was May 25th. I think you were there. I know your crews were there. Yes, and you and Amy came out, that's right. And when we brought it back, and I remember it was our first public event, and seeing the cars come in and then having a family come up to me and say, would it be okay if we go swimming? And I said, absolutely. And they run up into the water and jump in, and it was like, oh, that's it. That's what we worked so hard 7 years for, to get it back to where people could really enjoy that recreational area.
And this is your baby. What do you want people to take away from this book as they read it?
I think really the importance of listening to others. When they have an issue, when they're angry about something, you want to really listen to them and then do what you can to help them. Because
it was a little bit of adversarial issues there with folks when this all went down, but it had to happen.
It was, but then look at what we did for the community in return. Marine Corps Toys for Tots, Second Harvest Food Bank. We tried our very best to give as much as we could, and we were in fact the highest corporate donors in both of those the whole time we were here serving on the project. So that would be it. Listen to their concerns, work with them, and in some cases, I write about it, make them have a job, quote, I put that like a volunteer job,
Yes.
where some of those who were perhaps the loudest in the beginning actually went out and were our volunteers working with people in the coves. Hey, we're going to be coming through with boats, with mulching crews. And they ended up helping us.
Absolutely. Marilyn, thank you. I could talk about this all day. Such a fascinating subject. We got a book launch coming up for this book. It's coming up on noon, Saturday, 9:30 at September 30th from 10 a.m. to noon. Right there, we got all the information right there. And if you want to buy this book, it's available in a couple of different places. You can go to Amazon.com and marketingmail.com for more information.